Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more EarthBound Beginnings. Last time we battled our way through the Dragon of Magicant, and we earned ourselves our 6th Melody, which is super awesome. And after that we made our way over here to Youngtown. This time we are going to be getting all the way to the next town and hopefully doing some stuff there. As a result, this episode might be a little bit long, but I figured that's probably the better alternative than to spend an entire episode in the next area, which is going to be very, very monotonous. Anyway, this is what we're looking like. Ninten is level 44, Lloyd is level 43, and Anna is level 40 as a result of the grinding I did in between episodes. Again, I need to state, the way this game is balanced, there is no such thing as being over-leveled once you get near the end of this game. Just keep that in mind. Anyway, over here, this is what Ninten is looking like PSI-wise. And if we head over to Anna, this is what Anna is looking like PSI-wise. Worth noting, we now have every single PSI power in the entire game. Period. There are no more. So I'm going to be putting that PSI information link down in the description of this video again, and you don't have to worry about spoilers, and it will explain all the powers we have, which is all of them. A couple of the ones I want to mention are, let's see, which one is it? The main one I really want to mention is Fire Omega. This costs 30 power points to cast, but it will instantly kill everything on the field unless it is outright immune to fire PSI. Very, very good stuff. Also worth noting, I believe I mentioned earlier in the LP that the Plasma Beam has infinite uses. It actually doesn't. In between episodes, I actually broke my Plasma Beam after a certain amount of uses. I don't know how many uses it was, but amusingly enough, another enemy I defeated gave me a second one after I killed it, so that's amusing. Anyway, now that we are done here in Youngtown, I just want you guys to keep in mind the information that was told to us by the children, but other than that, we can head out. This is the swamp. I believe we want to check this sign right here. Swamp. East. What do you have to say? No problem, because I don't check you, I talk to you. Suspicious guys. I will stop you. Arg. And yet, we can just walk right by. Forewarning, this area is freaking huge. So we might be here for a while, and the enemies in this area, believe it or not, will actually get stronger as we progress, which sucks. I'm not gonna mince words. This area is pretty infamous out there in the world of Mother discussion or Earthbound Beginnings discussion. It's a very rough area. I believe it's usually held to be the 3rd most difficult area in the game, but luckily I leveled my characters to hell and back, so hopefully we will have an easy enough time in this area. I can hope we do. I just need to hope I don't take a wrong turn, although looking at my map, a lot of this area is fairly linear because if you run into a dead end, it'll actually be very quickly off the main path. Alright, this enemy right here, Nancy, you do not want her to smirk at you because if she does, which she didn't there, which is nice, she will raise her defense by like 150 points or something ridiculous like that. You do not want to experience that because then your attacks aren't really going to do much of anything to her, which is really, really something. I guess we'll just say that. Alrighty. It's actually really, really fun leveling up the characters this far, just because I can't recall, but I don't think I've ever seen a Let's Play with the characters at this high of a level at this point in the game. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there's something inherently satisfying about way over-leveling yourself in a game. I will agree that we are probably a little over-leveled for this portion of the game, but by the end, we're going to be running into some crazy stuff that I feel like even at 99 really isn't very manageable. Alright. Kelly drew near, and she's got a visor. Okay. Kelly is a more powerful version of Nancy, and that nuclear robot, or whatever it's called, will explode upon defeat and will deal a lot of damage to everyone. So whenever you see one, I really, really just recommend running. Can we please run? I would appreciate being able to run. Okay, that's a little disappointing. Energy robot recovers, 0 HP. Yeah, if you get that energy robot down but not dead, he will actually heal himself automatically, which is not good. And can we please run? Please? Okay, good. I'm not sure if I've exactly mentioned how fleeing battle works in this game, but unless you're using 4th dimensional slip, all running attempts, regardless of your stats or the opponent's stats, will always have exactly a 50% chance of working out. Seriously. So, having all 3 characters fail to flee is basically like a 1 in 8 chance of it happening, which is really not that great of odds, which is really unfortunate that we had to get stuck with that, but I guess we'll deal with it. Now, how much HP do these seagulls have? A decent amount, actually. Luckily, they don't seem to be dealing too much damage to us, which is nice, because there are some enemies in this area that can deal a lot of damage to you. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Case in point, this is the buffalo, which is another really, really scary enemy. I am going to... You know what? Just because we have Anna here, I am going to do Beam Gamma. Beam Gamma is an instant kill on one enemy, so it's basically Fire Omega, but it only works on one enemy. How much is it going to do? Yeah. Although, now that I think about it, I should have had Lloyd target Buffalo A because I made a derp. Alright, 24 damage on Lloyd. That isn't awful because there actually is an area we can heal relatively close by, which is awesome. Alright, how much experience do these guys give? A decent amount, actually. I do appreciate that. Alright, I believe we want to head over this way. Haha. Check this out. Random question mark. Try and talk to it. I am Lloyd's father. See the family resemblance? I sure do. I think Ninten's dad asked, but you told him your name? Yeah, the translation of this game can be a little spotty. Basically what he's asking is if we spoke to Ninten's father in Snowman regarding the name of the player, which we did. If you say no, this is where you can instead enter that information. Okay, that's fine. Please look after Lloyd. He is a real weakling. Oh, the parental faith is something. Anyway, for whatever reason, here we have Pippi. We meet once more, Ninten. Don't say anything, but I didn't tell my mom I came here. You must be tired. Why don't you stay here tonight? There is free healing here, which is a really good point to grind for levels. Unfortunately, there is nowhere to save. So if you're like me and like to play the game legit without save states, this area really isn't of too much use to you. Let me out of the... Thank you. Alright. Anyway, now that we have healed, we are in for the long haul, let me tell you. That is not the halfway point. I'd reckon that's more like a third of the way through this area. It's kind of ridiculous. So I'm hoping we get lucky on enemy spawns because we might have some issues here if we don't. Anyway, we're going to have these two target Kelly, and I think I'm just going to use Beam Gamma again because, like, look at how many power points Anna has. 235. That is a lot, so we're just going to wipe this enemy off the face of the... It failed. Good. What does darkness do? Apparently nothing. I don't actually know what darkness does. I think it affects accuracy, if I'm not mistaken. Alrighty. Well, that seemed to work out a decent amount, and my phone just went off. Hopefully that doesn't pick up in the recording. Oh, classic noob Let's Player leaving the phone on during recording, although that doesn't happen too often. Anyway, this guy might look familiar if you play the Super Nintendo version of EarthBound. This is a Mook. You want to take these guys down quick, because these guys will use a lot of alpha level PSI on you, and if you're not prepared, they can dish out some serious hurt on you, and you don't want to have that happen. Alrighty, I am just following my map right here. Hopefully we can make it through this area relatively unscathed. This episode is probably going to be in the range of 25 to possibly even 30 minutes, and yeah, there you go. Kelly Smiles gets a huge defense buff. Luckily, smash attacks ignore the defense buff, which is awesome, so down she goes. Alright, I think this is right about the halfway. This is the first time in the entire series that I've actually had to print out a map and write my route out in pen on it, so that should give you a good indicator of how crazy this area is. And the unfortunate thing is, the other relatively popular LP of this game that is not Chugga Conroy's on the internet would be the one made by Steven Plays, and he actually cut out this entire area. He just cut it out and then mentioned off the cuff that he wandered around for a bit, quote unquote. So the reason I'm not like speeding this up or anything is because I want to keep this as like a guide, because honestly, probably the main reason you're watching this is as a guide, and you want to know how to get through this area. So I am providing that right here, and okay, 2 mooks. I think we can deal with that. We're gonna try Beam Gamma on Mook B right here. We should be alright. At least I hope we are. Alright, now let's hope it doesn't fail, because having Beam fail would not be good. But there we go. Instant kill with Beam Gamma. Very nice. And Lloyd, it's level 44, and yes, we are up there enough in the experience that Ninten and Lloyd can be at the same level at the same time, which is crazy. I'm almost certain that all the characters have different experience thresholds for leveling up, which you can look up online. Unfortunately, most of them stop in the mid-30s, and the rest of the information just doesn't seem to be documented anywhere, which is a little odd, but I guess it makes sense because you can realistically beat this game in the mid-30s if you're decently good at it. Alright. I don't want to get too terribly lost. I think I want to head up this way, right parallel to the river, and if I'm not mistaken, we should be very close to the end of the area, because we are actually off of my map now, which is awesome. Alright, anyway, we're going to take these guys out, and then I think since we're relatively close to where we're going, we are going to Beam Gamma the other Mook again. Alright, how much is that going to do? 154, that's pretty good. Off-screen, the most damage I've seen Ninten do with a smash attack is somewhere in the neighborhood of 180, which is really nice. I'm not entirely sure how the damage for smash attacks is calculated, but 180 sounds pretty good. Alright. Ellay, west. Swamp, south. We've made it through. Here we are in the city of Ellay. Ellay? You get it? Please tell me you get it. Alrighty, anyway, here we are. Let's hop onto the next page of my beautiful little walkthrough, because this game can be a nightmare without one. Alrighty. Let's try and talk around here. What do you have to say? I may have low HP, but I'm gonna do my bet. Oh, okay. This is the BB gang. I'm not sure if the game will ever explain this in great detail, but in the US version, BB stands for blah blah. What does it stand for in the Japanese version? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it stands for Black Blood Gang. Yeah. Kinda messed up. Anyway, we want to actually stop in the store, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. I'm gonna withdraw. I don't know exactly how much. I'm not gonna talk. Derp. I don't know exactly how much money we want to get, but I'm gonna withdraw just like $1,000 because just look at that. We have a lot of frickin' money, so we're probably okay. We want to head up to the top, I believe, to Variety Goods, and we want to speak to... Game, thank you. This guy. I want a ticket. You mean ticket? Yes. Thank you very much. Please visit again. Do I want anything else? Yes. Honestly, I'm showing an Easter egg that requires me to buy 2 tickets. If you don't want to do this Easter egg, which will also cost you quite a bit of money, I recommend just not buying 2 tickets and just buying the 1 ticket. Alright, do I want anything else? No. Alright, and now I think with that, I'm going to head back down to the bottom, and I believe I actually need a little bit more money again for this Easter egg I'm going to be showing. Alright, let's head in here and use our cash card. I'm going to withdraw... I'm not sure exactly how much I need, so I'm going to say $1,100. That seems pretty alright. But yeah, these BB gang members, if you talk to them, they talk about their boss hanging around somewhere. I'm gonna see if I can find one particular one that will mention it. I want to say it's actually this guy right here. You are no match for Teddy. He could beat you up with his pinky. And we're fighting another one, which is nice. And the nice thing is you can fight these guys an infinite number of times, so I guess they're a semi-decent way to level up, although I don't know how exactly they line up in terms of other enemies' experience yield. Also worth pointing out, these guys will actually drop an item called a flamethrower, which I believe is kind of like the plasma beam, but will break after a couple uses, that Lloyd can use, and it will do quite a bit of damage, so keep that in mind. Oh yeah, we also have to pay this guy. Okay. You broke my tank. It was my most prized possession. Now you'll have to pay $200 for the repairs. We make restitution right now? Yeah, I guess it was technically our fault. Thank you, and goodbye. And off he goes. That is indeed the veteran from the desert, so after you blow up his tank, he will relocate here. If you don't take the tank, I don't think he'll even show up here, so you can just go in without paying, which is pretty neat. Anyway, tickets please. You must have a ticket to get in, so let's go into our goods. I believe Anna is carrying it. Yes. Use. Hope you enjoy yourself here. Alrighty. Easter egg time. We want to talk to this girl. Wow, you're so cute. Can I buy you a drink? Yes. You see where this is going? Reminder, this is in a Nintendo game. You're underage. I have to take you into headquarters. Not even kidding. We are going to jail. Yes, and indeed you can hold the B button to make this cutscene go faster, which I'm going to because this episode's already 17 minutes long and there's still a little more stuff we're going to be doing. Don't stop. Keep on walking. I cannot believe this is in a Nintendo game. You look like you've been through a lot. Take your time, think about what you've done. And we spend the night in jail. Now you know you did a bad thing? If you say no, sorry, you must stay another night and cool your jets. You can stay an infinite number of days in jail. You can literally spend your life in jail in this game if you want to. Reminder, Nintendo game from the 90s. Now you know you did a bad thing? Yeah, sure. If you promise you won't do it again, you can go home. You leave that dangerous weapon here, though. Nintendo's weapon was confiscated. Indeed, if you go into state, Nintendo's weapon is straight up gone. Talk to this guy, though. I finally got a boomerang. Want to buy it for only $1,100? Oh yeah, I can't afford it. Nice. Here it is. No, don't go to the store now. Yep, you can actually buy your weapon back from an unscrupulous cop in a police station after you've spent possibly multiple nights in jail for drinking underage in a club in a Nintendo game for the NES that was going to be released in 1991. I'm just gonna let that sink in a little bit. Alright, anyway, I am going to give this to Anna? Oh no, I can't actually... okay. Not PSI. I need to get that item into Nintendo's inventory. You know what, I'm just gonna toss one of these life up creams because I really don't think I need them. And we're gonna head over here to Anna's inventory and we are going to give that boomerang back to Nintendo and re-equip it. So yes, you have to buy another ticket to get into the club after doing that, plus you have to buy your item back, so if you don't want to do that, it's completely optional, it's just an amusing Easter egg that I really wanted to show. But if you don't want to fess up the money, you really don't have to. Alright, anyhow, let us give the lady our second ticket. And we are let inside, and we want to talk to this guy. Now, anyone who is a fan of EarthBound on the Super Nintendo, this is going to seem very familiar to you, and I'm going to keep quiet for it. You want to sing too? Sure. Then go ahead and jam, dudes. that iconic scene from EarthBound got its start right here on the NES. Thank you for your nice song. By the way, you guys beat up on my friends. Yeah, actually we did. I'll smash you. Shulk? Who's the boss? I'll teach him a lesson. And we are challenged by the Blah Blah Gang's boss. This is, in fact, Boss Teddy. He mentions he wants to see who our boss is. Nice little voice crack. In fact, it is Ninten, and Ninten is the only one in this battle, and he can only choose to fight. So we are literally getting in a brawl at a nightclub after drinking underage. Think about that for a moment. As you can see, this guy's actually pretty strong, but he's not doing much damage to us either. Once you beat up on him for a little bit, he will eventually... Ahaha. You are quite a guy. Yep, he'll give up and recognize your strength. Your name is Ninten? Let's call it a draw then. I seek vengeance for my parents. To the mountains. Sure. I'm sure we'll make a good team. Let's get going. You there, the one with the glasses. You're not so good at fighting, are you? Rest here while I borrow your goods, okay? Okay, he will transfer over the inventory. Very good. And with that, we now have a new party member. Lloyd has been, at least for the time being, kicked out of our little posse right here, and he has been replaced with Teddy. As you can see, Teddy is actually pretty low leveled, but honestly, I feel like leveling him up really isn't that huge of a deal because he's actually very, very powerful for this point in the game. So if you want to level him up, that's fine, but I'm really not convinced that I'll need to do that. What I'll probably do is in between episodes I might buy him some of the defensive gear from Magicant, but other than that I really don't think we need to worry about it all that much. One thing I do recommend though is heading over to Anna and giving the sword to Teddy. Oh wait, Teddy's holding all of Lloyd's crap, isn't he? Yes, he is. Alright, we are going to give... Wait. How... What? Why do I have another boomerang? I had another boomerang this whole time. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, we're gonna give this PSI stone to Anna, and then we are going to go into our goods and give Teddy the sword, because he could really use it, because Teddy is the one who's capable of equipping these items. You might have noticed that there were a couple of knives you could buy at the marketplace in town. The sword is actually better than all of these. So if we equip that, we can go into our state, and now Teddy's offense is a whopping 132, which is really nice. So with that, I think we are good to go and find a save spot. So where is the hotel? Yeah, that's what it is. What's this? Police station. So yeah, okay, that's the police station. Duh, we were just in there. Just goes to show how much I'm paying attention. Alright, is the hotel up here? Not the hotel, the department store, yes, okay. They have a telephone, and I would like to use it. This is your dad. I've transferred $2,124 into your account. After the amount you've spent, the balance is $65,664, because of course it is. Spend your money wisely. Well, the next level requires 544 for Ninten, 1198 for Anna, and 630 for Teddy. By the way, do you want to save? Yeah. Okay, but I was thinking of going to sleep now. I've saved your progress so far. Good night, and we shall rest. See you later. Remember, push in and hold reset while turning the power off, okay? Slam. So, this past episode of EarthBound Beginnings, we made our way through the Ruthless Swamp, and then we got in a gang fight. We spent a night in jail for drinking underage, and what other ridiculous stuff have we done? I mean, I can't even keep track of it all, it's ridiculous. And next time on EarthBound Beginnings, we are going to be heading off to that nearby mountain that Teddy mentioned because... And this is a thing that's a little bit lost in translation. I'm not sure if it's ever explicitly mentioned in this translation. Teddy's parents were actually killed on Mount Itoy at some point in the past. Very, very tragic, yet interesting stuff. Also worth noting, in between episodes, I might equip Teddy with more defensive gear, and depending on some factors, I might level him up a little bit, but I'm not going to get him up to 40 or anything, because I feel like that'd honestly be a waste of time, both because he's powerful and for other reasons that I will explain later. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.